to the Nerds Who Swing podcast. My name is Miller.
Margot.
You can find us everywhere where you would find a normal podcast.
Search Nerds Who Swing on Facebook.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Pinterest. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on YouTube.
We are so many places.
Or even on iTunes. That's probably where you found this one. And then the most important one is you can find us on Patreon.com, where if you want to just like give us $1 or $2 to help like just pay for hosting our website and our podcast.
Oh, that would be so nice of people.
I know,
Can you
right?
imagine if they did that?
There might even be bonuses eventually.
Bonuses?
Yeah.
Sexy bonuses?
No, lame bonuses.
Oh,
you
good.
could do our taxes.
Lame bonuses. Bonuses including.
That's right. And then you can also, we have a contest with every episode where if you want to be in our logo.
Yeah. Did you see our logo? Can you see it? Pull it up. Do you see our super sexy logo?
That's right.
Is it me right now?
It is right now.
It's me right now. That's me, folks. But maybe that could be you.
That's right.
Which would be super hot.
Send us your picture.
Send us a picture.
Any one of these.
No faces?
No faces.
No faces. Not that your face isn't sexy, but, you know, like other sexy business.
Also, you know, no penises unless there's also a vagina there.
Because who wants a penis?
Yeah. You know, just saying. Yeah, that's 50% of the vote. I'm not voting for that. Yeah.
Anyway, send us in your pictures if you want to.
You could be the background of the Nerds Who Swing logo.
Can you imagine your body, your sexy, sexy butt as the background of our logo?
Damn, Margot.
So hot.
Yeah. Anyway.
I like it. Okay, we're Nerds Who Swing.
That's right. Margot, Miller, enjoy the episode.
I would say we had been together for a long time, and we'd always had a good sex life.
Right.
I wouldn't say it was overly adventurous or overly frequent, but not. No. It wasn't a once a year kind of thing.
No,
it was very fine.
Right. We did hit a point where we kind of decided to do something more about it.
I think that's right. I think we decided we wanted to put more effort into us as a couple. Not only our sexual relationship, but just more time for us. We do have kids, and when they're small, if any of you have kids, there's not a tremendous amount of time for you alone as a human person, let alone as a couple.
Right.
And you can try, and maybe you succeed really well. We did okay, but I think there was definitely a time of having to reconnect and really make an effort and be really honest about how, we are not as good as we could be.
Right. And I think that's super common.
I think so, too.
I think people don't talk about it as much because it seems like, oh, now you're a family unit because you have a new baby or
or
2 kids or 3 kids or however many kids. But they don't, it's not it's not as super well spread that you're not going to feel like doing anything.
Absolutely.
Not even, and I don't just mean sex with your wife, but literally anything for the first year because you'll be exhausted.
That's right.
And then
do you want to go out? No, you lost me at the word out.
Yeah.
I don't even care what we're doing.
Yeah.
I just want to put on a clean outfit, have a shower, and go to bed. Yeah.
And it's really easy to make that be the norm. And to not come back from that.
Just to kind of wallow in that.
Yeah. For a long time.
Yeah.
And so we decided to actively pull ourselves out of that and make us more of a priority. Which meant sex more of a priority.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's totally true. And it wasn't anything drastic. It was just when the kids go to bed, instead of putting in a movie or whatever, which of course we still do, but it was talking more.
For the end of the year.
It was talking more and opening a bottle of wine, and it was just talking about not all sex-related things. No. Definitely not. Especially not at first. Yeah. Just kind of remembering that we like each other.
Right.
And that was a really valuable thing.
Baby-related.
Absolutely. Talking about not just what did they eat today or what did all that parent stuff, which is very important, and I wouldn't give up for anything. But at a certain point, I really do feel like we're better parents because I feel like we're better people when we're better connected with each other.
Right.
Because we're just happier, and it makes all the difference for every aspect of your life, I feel. So I guess in terms of sex, we just sort of started just being very moderately more adventurous, like positions, toys, porn, that kind of stuff. Like nothing crazy.
Right.
We didn't jump to like, how many people should we have on this bed at once? Like not even close.
No.
But I think that really just
we just
opened the
consciously
door.
made it more of an more effort.
Yeah.
And I think if you wanted to if you do want to make more of an effort, you have to be okay with talking to the other person about it, and that can be pretty hard.
Totally.
I think for us, we just hit a point where we decided to do that at the same time.
Yeah.
So
push past the like potential awkwardness and stuff, and I think it's okay if it takes some time. It doesn't have to be day one, we're going to make us more of a priority. Day two, we're going to have sex more. Day three, we're swinging. Absolutely not.
This is like years for us.
That's definitely not even, that doesn't have to be the progression ever, let alone in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So I think we just sort of started doing it more, and when you're doing it more, you want to do it more. Like you think about sex instead of kind of forgetting that it was even a thing.
Right. You remember that you enjoyed it.
Exactly. And then you enjoy it more because you start doing maybe some of the things that you were kind of not really doing, or, you weren't doing it because you should do it. You were doing it because you actively want to do it. And, and then as you gain that confidence as a couple, I think for me anyways, like I gained more confidence in myself. So then the idea of you watching whatever, porn or a stripper or finding anybody else attractive was fine.
Right.
Because I just finally, I don't know if it just finally clicked or what it was, but I finally felt like you were always going to be into me first.
Right.
And that it's fine if you think someone else is sexy, because I think other people are sexy, but I'm not going to leave you for anybody. Right. That's completely not what we're talking about. And I think that's when things really kind of got interesting.
Right. I agree.
I guess.
And I think we went on a trip to Mexico first. Like, not long after
Probably Mexico first.
Decided
or strippers
to do that.
First.
I think
Mexico
it was a
first?
trip first, yeah.
Okay, Mexico first. So we went to Mexico.
We went to Mexico, and it was just it wasn't a lifestyle resort. It was just a regular
resort. It wasn't even adults only.
No.
It was just sort of, it was lovely, very nice resort.
But like we spent every day on the beach in the morning and in the pool in the afternoon. And by the time we were in the afternoon, we had significant amount to drink at that point.
Yeah.
And we would, I think almost every day, I don't remember if it was the first day, but at some point I remember it felt like it was every day where we would have some drinks and then we'd be like, so who do you think is the hottest person around the pool?
Right. Who would you do? Or what would you do?
Which guy would you do if we were like, And so like we ended up asking a whole bunch of like fun, like, kind of like
sexy questions.
I was going to say trivia questions. That makes it sound like there's a right and wrong answer. But like,
trivia questions. There was no multiple choice.
For
there was
music,
no essay questions.
Music, and then,
I'll take boobs for 200.
Yeah. I remember at one point we were in the pool and I think it was, I don't remember which day we were there, but there was two ladies that you liked.
Probably.
And we positioned ourselves between them.
Okay.
Kind of one on the left and one on the right.
Okay.
And then...
So it was like a nice view no matter where okay.
And I think we were not talking very loud to each other, just chatting. But we really wanted to get out of the pool to fuck.
Yeah.
But
I remember.
But I couldn't get out of the pool yet without making it obvious.
Right. You had a situation.
Yeah, I had a situation.
Yeah.
So, eventually we were able to leave the pool, and
didn't we?
That's when we went back to the room, and we
did stuff in the pool too, didn't we?
Yeah, and the ocean.
I was thinking of the ocean. Okay, sorry.
But I think that's when we went back to the room and we did it so much that you didn't feel good after.
That's true. That's true. We had a lot of sex, and then we had a nap, and I woke up and I was like, I'm dying. Like, I don't know what happened, but it was like
I don't
really
know
good
if
sex.
that's a good endorsement for me. You fucked me so much, I felt like I was dying.
No. Ladies, let me tell you what he can do.
Yeah.
No, I think that was sort of a combination of like drinks and sun and sort of unfortunate timing with very fantastic sex. Yeah. But yes, so we could, folks, let's just take that little part out. But yes, I remember. I was also going to say, I remember that we were kind of, one time we were mid-conversation and one of the girls that I had sort of said was sexy or whatever, which also we should mention was quite a departure for me.
Right.
And I would say that there's got to be tons of women, because I've talked to tons of women already, where that's quite a thing to, I guess, admit. Right. I don't know if, I guess it's sort of seen as a shameful thing. It really shouldn't be, but it kind of is. I mean, even just a woman sort of owning her sexuality is a whole issue. But the idea of like telling your husband, like, I find women attractive. Mm-hmm. You don't need to feel threatened by that. Right. I'm not going anywhere, but oh my goodness, do I ever find them attractive, you know? So anyways.
And as the dude in that situation, your only response should be, yes.
Yay! Yeah. I agree. But there are a lot of men who would probably feel threatened because, I don't know, if they don't feel good about themselves. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe all men are just like, finally. That's like the only thing I've been waiting to hear.
That should be the correct response, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's going to lead, it can lead to like a lot of fun. So you should be happy. But anyway, I remember that this one girl was on a pool float. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay. She was like a really good looking girl. She was there with like an older dude.
They both were, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
I only remember one of them presently, but that's fine.
One was wearing more of a sports bra.
Wow.
I remember.
It's like,
and you could see her nipples through it
several years ago.
Well, because then they ended up in the elevator with us at one point. Remember?
No.
Yeah. It wasn't that time. It was a different time. And I was joking that, like, I should say something.
About her nipples?
No, about just, like you found her attractive.
Oh. I totally remember that.
But, okay, anyways, sorry. Your story.
I just remember that we were talking about something else. Something, I don't know if it was even sex-related or at all. I think we're, talking about the resort or something. And then she turned over. Yeah. Sort of in such a way that things like kind of adjusted and bathing suits were not properly covering. Because again, we weren't at a lifestyle resort. It wasn't a topless resort. It certainly wasn't a naked resort. And we both sort of stopped talking at the same time because we were both clearly like noticing what was happening. And then things, got adjusted and everything was put away properly. And then we kind of went back to our conversation and then, a couple seconds later, like burst out laughing because we both sort of realized what just happened there. And like,
we'll be in our bunk.
Those moments are fun. Like they're really fun. There's no need to be threatened by them. There's no need to be worried about anything. Why not share those moments together, especially when you're probably both silently thinking it anyway? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to be married to you forever. Mm-hmm. And I'm not supposed to tell you if I feel things like that when I could share them with you. Like, that's clearly the better choice.
Totally.
So,
I agree.
That is my endorsement, ladies. If you like other ladies, bring it up to your dude. And if he's grossed out by that, he is the weird one in that situation and not you. Okay, that was judgy. I didn't mean it like that. But, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's the point, is being open with your partner.
Yeah. And that was our, I think that was about the gist of what we kind of, if you want to say, like, took a step in Mexico, that was our step, that we, like, openly kind of pointing out people that we found attractive.
Yeah.
And that by pointing somebody out that we found attractive, that didn't mean that, like, I find that lady attractive and I will be leaving you for her.
Of course not.
That was like a thing that we both like, oh, well, yeah, it's okay if she finds a dude attractive. She's still coming home with me. She's not marrying that guy.
Also, we should mention, it wasn't every minute of every day.
No.
When you're there for a week, we also did non-sexy things, or we did sexy things that only involved each other, not other people or talking about other people or thinking about things that we did or saw or imagined or whatever. It's just a piece of your life. It's just a piece of your sexual life and life in general.
I think that's probably a future episode where we can talk about balancing the lifestyle with... It's okay to drop hints as we go of things we'll talk about later.
But like, you should still be having sex as a couple.
Totally, without...
Even if you're in the lifestyle, without talking about, thinking about, or being with other people.
Yeah.
Because it's not there to fix something that's broken. If you're not having sex, you need to figure out why you're not having sex. And
that's
then
a whole
you need to start
problem.
Having the sex. And then you can start having the sex with other
being
people.
Being in a lifestyle isn't going to fix you not having sex.
No.
Like, it's not a fix for anything. No. It's more of a icing on the top.
It's literally icing.
That you can have.
Yep. I agree. Or the cherry. Cherry sexier than icing. Is it?
No.
Icing's sexy too.
I like whipped cream.
Nice. It's the whipped cream on the top. It's the whipped cream on the titties. You'll be in its fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be podcasting alone for the next little bit.
Let's hear in the distance.
So first sort of step was probably Mexico, with some chatting before that, I guess.
Yep.
And then post Mexico
was probably strippers.
Strippers, probably. So I would like pretty highly endorse going to strippers with your partner, assuming you're both completely comfortable with it.
I think you kind of have to get through some of the hurdle and some of the stuff
jealousy,
that we talked about before.
I agree. The idea of like a dude dragging his wife or girlfriend to the strippers reluctantly, like, that's terrible. That's awful. And I really don't understand how either of you could have a good time while you're there.
I think if anything, it should be the lady who recommends going to the strippers.
Absolutely.
Because, like, ladies, your dude will say yes.
Of course.
And will, like, you'll have a good time. Like,
I think so. I mean, as long as you're, I wouldn't do it day one if you were like, our sex life is a little blah or something like that. Let's go to the strippers. I don't know that that's necessarily the move that you want to do. But if you've been trying to make that a bit more of a priority, and definitely if you're sort of thinking about the lifestyle, I think it's a really good way of seeing how you both act in sort of an over-sexualized, kind of fake sexualized environment in a way. Because, I mean, they're dancing for you. Yeah. You're paying. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as the lifestyle. And I don't mean to make it sound like it is. But
because they're doing it for jobs.
Exactly. But money. It is you and your partner going with the specific goal, basically, of like seeing nudity and kind of getting extra excited and going home together. And even though it doesn't seem like it, that's a lot of what the lifestyle is. Right. Even though you might have the sex before you go home, you're also going to have the sex when you get home. Yeah. Or the next day and the next week and the next month and all that kind of stuff, because you've had this experience together and it was really sexy, but it also gave you all this stuff to kind of talk about and flirt about and remember. And like, one of the funnest things has been like being able to text each other in the middle of your like work day about something you did, or about like a sexy like gif or something, whatever. It's because we're like allowed to do that now. Right. Basically. Exactly. I can send you that my waitress was super hot at lunch or whatever, and it's not like, hey, but instead you weren't there, you know, if I'm with a friend or whatever, but I can kind of share that with you, and it's like this little sexy thing throughout the day. And I think that that's like kind of a way of keeping connected during the day and keeping the sexy part of your relationship alive. I think people maybe, I know I've had a hard time with that. Like, what am I supposed to do? Right. Like, how do you send a sexy message or whatever? And then am I like, so I have to send like a sexy picture or what do I do? Yeah. But that's the thing that I can do, especially now, because it's like I can say literally anything. Yeah. Remember so-and-so's boobs? Totally. Ooh, high five. Yeah, or I don't know. We should say that both when we went to Mexico and when we started going to the strippers, everything so far
in our backstory, in our flashback, we didn't even know what the lifestyle was.
I would say I was aware of it as a thing.
Right.
Because I used to have a coworker that was, I guess, yeah, like in the lifestyle.
Right.
But
I don't think
I wasn't experienced in like. I guess we should say that neither of us were experienced in the lifestyle.
I knew that you had a coworker who was, but I guess at that point, zero. Like we talked about like playing with other couples, or not couples, like people. Like we had fantasies or whatever like that we talked about. Yeah,
maybe was
with a guy or a girl or whatever. But at no point did I even really understand like what we were talking about. In
terms of it having like a name and a definition and clubs devoted to it and resorts and whatnot. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's why I kind of feel that like the bar or the club when we first met, what do we call them? Our guardian angels?
The guardian angel couple?
Yeah. That,
stay tuned.
I didn't even realize that's the path we were on. And not even that it was a path. Sorry.
So you mean at that point, talking to them, you didn't realize that was the point you were on?
No, once we talked to them, then I was like, once we talked to them at the club, then I was like, oh, like, okay, so that's kind of what we've been leaning towards.
Right.
But at this point, I had no idea. I don't know if you did a little bit, but I
mean, I think maybe I was more familiar with the term than you were.
That's fair. But I mean, going to Mexico and talking about stuff like that, and then going to the strippers, I at no point at that point thought.
Oh, that we would wind up with other couples or other groups or other. Okay, no, I agree. Me too. Me neither. I thought maybe there would be like a threesome type situation at some point. But I think that's probably the wildest I let my brain go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we went to the strippers a couple times.
Mm-hmm. And that was fun.
Yep.
I think it's a good gateway.
Yep.
It's a good,
I
don't know, excitement factor.
I knew you enjoyed the first time we went because I got a blowjob in the car.
Probably.
As soon as we left the building.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, that was nice of me.
I know.
Go me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, actually. But anyways. And then we had sex when we got home.
Yeah, we did.
Nice. Anyway.
Yeah.
But, so even that, I mean, like, how much more sexy of a night was that than sort of your average date night, dinner, movie, whatever. That stuff's great. Yeah. Not saying you shouldn't still do those things. No,
you should do. We still do them.
In terms of growing your sexual relationship, maybe not everybody's reaction to like the strippers and stuff will be the same as ours.
Right.
But, I mean, come on.
And really, the strippers is just a bar.
Like, it's just a bar with sexier entertainment.
You pay a little bit of cover
any entertainment, really, because sometimes bars have like nothing going on.
That's true. And like, you just, I don't know, like, you don't have to spend the whole night there. And you don't have to have plans to go there. You can just, like, decide on the whim. It's like, hey, we have an hour. Let's go to the strippers together.
Well, wasn't the first time we went to the strippers, hadn't we, like, got all dressed up? We went, wasn't it Valentine's Day?
It was Valentine's Day.
Okay,
I was in a suit. And
I
you
was
were
in a fancy dress.
Like a fancy
we went
dress.
out for, like, a really fancy supper. Yeah. We did all the sort of... I guess normie, regular, vanilla, whatever you want to call it.
Traditional,
not bad. Traditional. Yeah. Traditional is a good way of saying it. Traditional Valentine's Day stuff. Yeah. It was great. We had so much fun. And then we just kind of thought maybe we were in like a sexy kind of mood. And we'd sort of chatted about sexy stuff. We kind of already were in that trying to add to our relationship thing.
Yeah.
And then we just were like... I remember that we had to Google it. We literally had to Google where they were. That's how big of losers we are. And then we went and like it was that is that the same night that you're talking about?
Yeah.
The blowjob and the
Yeah.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So there's an endorsement for strippers.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I can't wait to get our kickbacks from all the strippers. No, but I also totally get that it's not everybody's cup of tea, and also understand that it's a bit of a weird, awkward situation, because it kind of is. But honestly, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. If there's any people out there, especially couples who've never gone together, or women who've never gone at all, or men who've never gone at all.
I had never been before we went.
It's definitely not as weird as you think. It's literally a bar. Yeah. But the waitresses are like wearing less.
But not that much less.
That's
than
true.
Like lots of restaurants.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then like there's a dancer every now and then. Yeah. That's really all it is. Mm-hmm. So it's not, it's not how it's portrayed in movies. Right. I would say, they're not like right up. No. On you, like they're on a stage. Or if you dislike it, you know, that's fine. No one's going to shame you. You know, if anything, they're extra nice to, I think, ladies and couples. Uh-huh. So, it's not. It's sort of a no-risk way of dipping your toe in the water of the finding other people attractive and sort of using that to just jumpstart your night, really. It's not even your relationship. It's just sort of that day, you know?
Totally. And we went a couple times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we went, like...
It wasn't,
frequently.
Like, habitual.
Like, it was months apart.
A couple times.
I don't think we've ever gone more than maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, it wasn't a frequent thing. Yeah. We got a couple dance.
Yeah, once when we went for a stag together. Party, yeah. We did get a dance together, which was expensive.
Yeah, warning.
But
don't have too much to drink before you check on those prices, folks. Whew.
But that was probably the first time where we had like a third person who was like, I mean, when you're getting a lap dance, like you're sitting on your hands, it's not the most sexy experience as you might think it would be.
But it is a woman grinding up on both of you and getting naked, and that's a huge step for some people.
Yeah, totally.
And I would say that was a pretty big step for us at the time.
I would say that it's a good idea for people to use it as a test, because if you see that happening with your spouse and you hit that hurdle of like not being cool with it, then it's better that that's what was happening than something else.
That's right. Totally. And then you're not working with like regrets and having to sort of fix anything or apologize for anything or, anything like that, because you've already sort of stopped that situation before anything went too far. Yeah. And then you could talk about it and like what bothered you about it, or, or if it was a really positive experience, then like, well, that's interesting. Yeah. So you weren't jealous? No. And I wasn't jealous? No. Okay. And did you find it kind of hot? Yeah, kind of. Like, I mean, to be fair, it's the only one we've ever gotten. So obviously we weren't like huge fans of it because we don't go every week.
It's still the only one we've ever,
But
any of the times
I would say it was a good experience. Like it was really, it was hot, and she got totally naked, and she was like on me, and she was on you, and she had like us up against the wall at one point and stuff like that. Like there was like, it was a good, fun, definitely sexy experience.
Totally.
There's always a little bit of the weirdness of like, you're paying this person.
Yeah. And you can't touch them. And
it's not right.
So it is not totally natural.
Absolutely. I would say there's definitely awkward moments like that as far as what you can and can't do in the lifestyle as well. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, you can touch people in the lifestyle. So the idea of a girl like grinding up on me and grinding up on you and getting totally naked and dancing for you is like, you can get that for free. If you're in the lifestyle and obviously, respectful of the other people that are involved, and you've established some kind of a connection with them, however big or small, which we'll get to. But yeah.
I mean, what did you think when it was happening? Like, did you ever have a point where it was like,
I think I kept questioning whether I should be jealous or whether I was jealous. Like, is this freaking me out? Is it about to freak me out? Am I almost about to freak out? Like that kind of a like second guessing thing. I don't know if it's just the wiring of your brain that you should be jealous that there's like a naked woman on top of your husband. But it didn't really bug me.
Good.
I remember talking about it after, and kind of talking about, like, I don't know, like, what you liked or didn't like, or how much she touched you or me or whatever. And, it just didn't really bother me, other than it's a little bit awkward. And it was expensive. But in terms of jealousy, like, I think I was okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Which at the time, I mean, that was quite
it's a big hurdle to get through.
Yeah.
I agree. So, that's probably a good place to...
Okay. So that's sort of our actually seeking out a lifestyle club or lifestyle group or lifestyle party.
Or adult anything,
journey,
really.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is... I mean, it's definitely slower than some people's.
Yeah.
Some people start dating and they're like, we should have a threesome. And then they do. And then they end up at the club. And then they're in a group sex situation. And
I feel like we took every step along the way that...
yeah. But I think that worked for us. We felt like
we had to. But because again, at this point, we had no idea.
Where we were going to go.
Yeah. I know you had a plan. It was late. You had it laid right from the start.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I was just leading you down a path.
Exactly.
Finally, he gets it. The light bulb finally went on. No, I just, I think I was more maybe aware, I guess, of the terms than you were. But I
guess at this
know
point,
that's
I had
where we were
no
going to end
idea
up.
that's what we were doing.
Yeah. I would agree. I didn't either. I think I thought maybe a threesome situation.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of...
Right.
I didn't think it would become a pastime.
No.
It would become a hobby, or that it would be, couples, or that you would actually establish some kind of relationship, friendship with people. I don't think I expected any of that. I think I thought maybe a more of a random stranger in a threesome situation. But, that's how sort of risky and weird in a different way.
Yep.
So, anyway, we've actually never done that.
No, we haven't.
No, which is funny because that's kind of the thing I thought
it seems like that might be the step that you would take before.
Yeah, that would be the... Yeah. Well, like, I know that there is lots of vanilla, normie relationships out there who don't dabble in the things that we do that have had threesomes.
Right.
It's almost the most naughty thing that you're kind of allowed to do while still being like a normal monogamous, oh goodness, no, we're not swingers sort of type of couple.
Right.
I would say. So it's like safe in a way, I guess. I don't know.
True.
But yeah, funnily enough, we didn't actually. That's a step we didn't do. Over. We just went to other stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine. I would still do the threesome thing. I just at this point feel like, well, how would we go about that? Like, why wouldn't we just get one of our other couple friends or people that why would we?
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sum it up, baby. You can't give me a thumb. He literally gave me a thumbs up. This is not a visual medium.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Strippers are good.
Strippers are good. Strippers are a good way to test the waters. Lap dances are good.
Yeah, going to Mexico.
Go on holiday. Get a break from your kids and jobs and life, and allow yourself to be sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say this. Not falsely sexy. Not sort of drunken you in a pool kind of. Like, I get that, in Mexico you have a little too much to drink or wherever on a trip. That's fine. But not falsely sexy. Not making promises you don't intend to actually keep. But really just being free enough and opening yourself up and, being able to have a conversation that you're not having at your desk at work or between feeding your two kids or whatever the thing is that's happening. Letting yourself explore and say things that you think are sexy.
I agree. I think a big thing with all of this, like not even if you make it to potentially being in the lifestyle or whatever, but that you need to be honest with your partner throughout the entire process, and that don't fake enthusiasm for anything.
Totally. That's just like, going to come back and bite you anyway.
Yeah. Just be truthful and honest about what you want. And then, yeah, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Yeah. But it'll happen if you both want it. And if you don't, then it won't. Like,
and that's the thing, yeah.
It's not a huge deal.
As long as you're both on the same page, then literally anything is on the table.
Exactly.
And if something freaks out either of you, then it's off the table.
Yeah, or one of you. Like,
that's what either of you, yeah. So there's nothing scary. Mm-hmm. If it's like, oh, well, if I say that I want to play with another couple, but I don't want to full swap or something, well, that's fine. Just because you want to play with another couple doesn't mean you have to do every single thing you can possibly do with another human being. Yeah. Like, that's not at all what would be expected of you. Yeah. And as soon as one person or both or whatever has an issue or isn't comfortable with something, then you just sidestep that part.
Exactly. Or you come back to it later. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of process why you weren't comfortable with it or why you didn't want it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's our advice. Got it?
Yes, but we are not medical doctors and we are still new to all this. Everything we've said, take with a grain of salt that this is our path and our experience. And we have no idea what we're talking about.
That's right. You should tune out, honestly. Yeah. We don't know anything.
I don't know why you're still listening.
Yeah, why are you still here? Yeah. I'm judging you at this point.
Right. You are aware there's porn on the internet. You could be watching right now.
You could be having sex right now. Yeah. Why would you listen to us talking about having sex?
I have no idea.
No, that's mean. What if we have to be nice to our audience. Okay. I like our audience.
If you've wrapped up having sex.
Okay.
You could play our podcast in the background. Where you're half paying attention. Yeah.
Like that.
Exactly.
But I can't sing too much because I might have to pay the money or something.
Just play us in the background. Yeah. Quietly. On repeat.
I don't think it's sexy enough for that. Maybe one day we'll do a more explicit.
How you doing? Anything that turns me on. The last thing I wanna do is listen to you talk. I don't wanna know what you're about. I just want your dirty little mind and your dirty little mouth.
Sorry. Cut that cough out. That's your most sexy. Yeah. Sexy.
That's my move, yo.
Yeah. Wow, look out, ladies. Yeah. It's coming at ya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right.